Good morning, Standard 5 students. Today in Moral Science, we will start second part of that lesson 7, that is prayerfulness. So let us see the chapter prayerfulness. What is prayerfulness? First, we will see what is the effect of prayer. Prayer stories nurture faith and renew hope. This is a story about prayer. So the wisdom of prayer story we have read, that is a story about prayer, and prayer stories nurture faith and renew hope. When we pray, these stories make us believe in God and we renew the hope. Whatever we become hopeless, that brings hope in our life. So the power of prayer can't be denied. We cannot deny the power of prayer because prayer has power. Prayer can change circumstances or change perspectives, transforming lives and strengthening faith. So prayer can change many problems, many difficulties in our life, many circumstances, or it can change some problems that is coming to our life, transforming lives and strengthening faith. So it can make us faith on God, it can make us more closer to the God. Anyone who has ever experienced an answered prayer knows that every prayer story is a chance to move forward in your faith journey, relationships, career, or health. So, when you have faith on God, it must be answered by God. If you will pray to God with faith, with belief in God, then it must be answered by the God. That means God must, God will must listen to your prayer. So let us see about the story that we have seen in this chapter, the wisdom of prayer. So in the first part, first day, we have seen that there was a maid servant in the household of master named Uma. She was very good-hearted, pious, but one time a thought came to her mind that if everything is destined by God, why should we pray to God? So she came to master and she asked her master that question. Master has understood and master has said Uma a story. So that story we have read, that there was a miner. He was digging valuable treasures from the ground every day, and he was also very pious and very much praying to God every day. So, for his protection, the mining job was very dangerous. So, anytime mines collapse over the heads of the miners. So, this we will see in the second part of the story, that is in the second page. We will see about what happened after that. So let us see the story. Now God had destined that a huge mountain should collapse on the head of the miner. So it was destined by the God that a huge mine will collapse over the head of the miner. That means it was decided by the God to happen with the miner, this incident. The miner, however, used to pray to God every day, asking for his assistance and protection. But the miner was praying to God every day for his protection and for his help from the God. He was asking help and protection every day from the God through the prayer. The miner was a healthy and hefty man. He was very strong and healthy man with strong arms and muscles. He was working in the mines. He had very strong muscles. Every day, a few rocks and some earth from the huge mountain used to slide and fall on him. Every day, when he was doing mining job, some of the rocks were falling over his head. However, nothing serious ever happened to the this strong muscular man. But since every day it was falling, still there nothing had happened so serious to that miner. The miner continued to pray every day, always putting his trust in God. He was trusting God, and almost every day he was praying to God without missing. So what happened? The miner he lived a long life and finally died of old age. And continuing with the prayer, he lived the whole age. At the old age only he had died. living his whole life nicely. By the time he died, the whole mountain you had fallen on him bit by bit. That means when he had died, how he had died? He had died when whole mountain had fallen over him bit by bit. Thus, God's destiny, which was the collapsing of the whole mountain on the miner, had been fulfilled. So, miner had died by the destiny that is decided by the God that a whole mountain will collapse over his body. He had, however, been protected through the power of prayers that he said every day. But he was protected through the power of prayer. How? Because he had died in the old age. He had not died after a long life. He had died because he was praying to God every day for his help and protection. Thus, the master ended his story. Like this, master had ended the story of the miner. This story made sense to Uma. Having gained an insight into the wisdom of prayer, she has understood. Now, Uma has understood that what is the wisdom of prayer, why we should pray to God. Uma started to pray regularly and never again did she doubt the wisdom of prayer. After that day, Uma never had any doubt over the wisdom of prayer, and she started to pray to God every day with full devotion and with full faith on God. And this story made her understand that we should pray to God and we should not stop praying to God, because everything is destined by God, but God can protect us from that destiny also. So let us see about the wisdom of prayer. You can see in this quotation, prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God. When we pray to God, any problem, any difficulties, if you are coming in our way, then God will solve the problem. God will remove the difficulties, so that we pray to God for our protection and help. Now, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach. So, if you lack wisdom, anyone lack wisdom, they should ask to God. They should ask God to give wisdom, and it will be given. If you will ask to God, you will pray to God for your wisdom, then God will give you wisdom surely. The next quotation we will see. Rejoice in hope, be patient in affliction, be persistent in prayer. So you should rejoice the hope and you should be patient. You have patience for praying to God, and persistence means continuously you should try to pray to God and you don't doubt to the wisdom of prayer. So that God will always help you, God will always assist you, and God will always protect you. Now, if you pray, then you are going closer to God. Through the prayer, we can go closer and closer to God. And when we will believe to God, God will surely help us. So, like Uma. So, thank you all of you. Again, we will meet in the next class. Thank you, students.